What is going on, guys? We are back with another DSP video, and today we're looking at his Q&A session from tonight. But before we do that, right before the stream, he decides to go on WWE Champions, where he spends $1,367. Now keep in mind, on the pre-stream and during Star Wars, he was saying how he was bleeding money, he was hurting in a bad spot, and he needs a surge of money with the new releases. But he spends money on WWE Champions. And why is that? Oh yeah, because there's a Stone Cold Steve Austin character contest going on. And we have Renton Liar here. 2 months with everything down on the channel, yet you still spent $1,367 on a mobile game. You deserve everything that is coming your way. And then Star Wars was a huge bust. The game is broken. DSP sucked at it. Now, I will say this, Battlefront is a broken mess. However, the problems DSP had with it are all DSP problems, such as him being unable to aim properly at an enemy, and just being all around bad at the game. So he decided, we're done with Battlefront. That is right, he rage/wage quit it before the first stream was done. So he sends out this tweet. Since the Battlefront collection is a huge dumpster fire, tonight on the late stream will be a chill session. Come hang out, ask me stuff, and we'll just relax and chat. Maybe convince me what to play next Friday. See you all at 6:45. Which Sir Poems quotes that. Man who just got done telling everyone he needs to devote all his time to make it a huge push to finishing the games he's playing will now sit on his ass for the late stream instead of subbing in like a dragon. Have fun being prodded to tip and being made to pick a game. So let's look at some earth-shattering, mind-blowing questions that only the very intelligent brain Phil Burnell could answer. First one up. Have you seen The Bear in the Big Blue House? Of course, this is a kid's show, as Barrett Wells will point out here. I had to Google it, but definitely something a mature and adult audience would bring up. Then we saw the return of OIC. Not an OIC sock, only iced coffee themselves. We have Narcside Phil. OIC shows up and gives him a fucking bullet point presentation on how bad he needs support. My mic is better. RPG Burnout. New game soon. Argentina hurt me. My birthday is coming up. Completely fucking pathetic. And then another quote from Phil tonight. Cat's downstairs probably doing something. I don't know. Well, it's either one of two things. Well, one of three things. She's either eating, that fat bitch, crying, or she's with Tyrone. We got AMAC. Soulmate for sure. Barrett Wells. Crying. It's crying, isn't it? Since her husband would rather showcase his delusions rather than spending time with her. Then DSP also said tonight he has an intellectual standpoint of fighting game knowledge, which is absolutely hilarious because he's the dumbest motherfucker I've ever seen. Remember the famous quote during Dark Souls? If I wasn't getting paid, I wouldn't be playing this game. Well, tonight we got, I would have not played BG3 if I wasn't a streamer. And then we got a little mask off moment here. Because remember, Phil always says he's matured. He's grown out of his old jokes, his old humor. You guys also told him to stop, and he did. He always has things that contradict each other. Well, tonight we have this here. People making channels about Phil is the same as Phil making offensive jokes. This is what he's trying to ship right now. Making channels dedicated to following a creator equals slander. Therefore, making racist, sexist, and offensive comments and jokes should be allowed. Now, I was going to leave it at this, but this is something you have to hear yourself. So let's take a look at what Phil exactly said so we don't take him out of context.
Let's see. I got a $1 tip. Better call Darth Maul. You're more entertaining right now doing Q&A. You don't say much anymore when you play games. I think instead of being super inoffensive, I want to be an equal opportunity offender. The laughs will keep coming like the old days. I couldn't even do that. Even if I wanted to do that, I would get in trouble. I'm serious. Like, I can't do that style of commentary anymore. It's not allowed. It's just not allowed anywhere. You know what I find sad? So I can't do my old style of commentary, but there are entire YouTube channels dedicated to literally defaming people. The entire purpose of the channel is to just slander someone and insult them and say awful things about them. And that's okay. but I can't do the commentary I used to do. It's too offensive, right? Demonetize the video, but get me in trouble with my partnership and stuff like that. How does that make any sense? So my commentary, that's not intended to insult anyone. It's generic commentary aimed at a generalized audience applied to fictional characters, right? That's offensive. But when you have someone who has a targeted attack on someone on YouTube and defames the shit out of them on their content every day, that's acceptable. How? Exactly. And the truth is, it's not just YouTube selectively enforces what it wants, and it shouldn't. It should be equal across the board. If this ain't good, then this also should not be good. Not you just selectively enforce whatever you feel like. And that's bad.
Then we all know that Phil wants to move away from gaming. That's why he started DSP Reacts, a DSP throwback, because he just wants to talk for a living. He wants to sit there and just count the money coming in. So DSP says nights like this, where he sits and talks with his viewers, is where his content is heading. And then tonight, he actually talked about games and referred to them as saving the channel. That's right, DSP himself was talking about games saving the channel. And we have JG Win who quotes Poem Future. I guess he thinks it's owning the meme, but knows at some level that he's a precarious position financially. We have Charlie at the bottom. Come on, Bankruptcy 2.0. And we have this fine life advice from Phil, which tells you a lot about his mental stability right now. Phil doesn't give himself big life goals because if you don't make big goals, you can't be disappointed. That's sad on so many different levels. And Barrett Wells, spoken like someone who's never wanted to earn anything and expect it handed to him. Jason, Jesus, what a depressing way to live your life. And Jeff, the truest of all, level 1 mindset. In Poem's Future, more RTU talk. He can't help himself. And he basically went on about how after the Side Scrollers interview, when they had that decompression stream, DSP contacted Rich and asked him to be on his show so he could kind of like have backup. But Rich was with his daughter who's going through all her stuff. And he was saying how they were nice together, but Rich wanted him to come on his show with his editor, and Phil didn't understand why his editor was on screen. I was talking about how that's a different job. It's true. And it makes me think that he's following the whole drama with RTU and Jay. And then DSP was talking about inflation. And he said, DSP was surprised about inflation prices on food. He said that no one was talking about it. And this is another case of DSP being in his bubble because everyone talks about it. I guarantee every single person has talked about inflation. When you look at the prices of things, everything's skyrocketing through the roof. Everyone knows about it, Phil. Thomas, they are, but you're not listening to them. Barrett Wells, no one he follows on Twitter have mentioned it today. Therefore, no one is mentioning it. And then we got to the point where DSP was such an entertaining guy today, he decided to show off his gaming chair and all the features on it. So I put that out. DSP is now showing off the features of his chair. With Poem's Future added onto it. Just going to point out, he called the neck rest pillow lumbar support while doing this. What great, robust, meaningful content, dude. Another quote from Phil tonight. I like to eat a variety of foods in rotation. And then somebody was asking about his goals like the other person and how he wants to evolve and get bigger and his goal is to expand money-wise and whatnot. And we have this here. Phil doesn't have sky-high goals. He just wants to maintain what he has. And that's a loser mindset right there. That's a person who doesn't want to learn. That's a person who doesn't want to grow. That's a person who's going to lose everything in the future. Charlie, he just wants to stay bankrupt. And we have Boba. Phil's goal is for you to give him some money. It doesn't actually matter how much you give him because it'll be gone tomorrow or that night. But you just need to give him more than you already have and keep doing this. Of course, a Q&A session wouldn't be complete without racist Kirk here. JG Win, whoa. Kirk is going back to his original handle now. A blast from the past today. And we see Bent Boxer at DSP Gaming. When you play the pre-stream music during a break, could you lower the volume on your YouTube player? Music is a lot louder than your voice and it blasted my eardrums this afternoon. Crying emoji. So it looks like he's back to his original form here. at least for now. And then he went on a whole rant about being, and I quote, marveled out. And he said that the plot of WandaVision was that she was sucked into a TV show, which we all know is incorrectly. Even people that have never seen the show know about the plot. Then we get to the Dark Side Lawyer section, where he talks about how companies that change the terms of service without your permission, that's illegal, and they can get sued. That's right, he thinks that if a company changes their TOS, they have to email you to notify you, and then they have to get your permission for them to change their rules. And if they don't, they can't change the rules, and if they do anyways, it's illegal. Which is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard from a person who has a business degree. And then we got this little tidbit which I really didn't need to know. When DSP wakes up, he usually washes up or showers. Now keep in mind, he said washes up or showers. So that means he probably takes, and he said this in the past, so this is not me making it up. He said this in the past. He'll take a rag and just wipe it on his body. That is absolutely disgusting, especially, now there's nothing wrong with being a hairy guy, but DSP is a majorly hairy guy. If you ever watch his shower video, which you should never do, if you've already done it, you know how hairy he is. At the bottom, God, imagine the smell in that house, even on a good day when they might have wallowed under the thing called a shower. Then DSP was telling everyone how he has a healthy lifestyle. He doesn't drink soda. So he had a craving for soda, went to his fridge, there was one there, so he started drinking it on camera. What a great, healthy lifestyle. By the way, the Coke was expired too. Nothing he could do, dude. Why the hell is trending in Canada signs it might be a cult right next to DSP's picture? That's gotta be destiny right there. And then, DSP, with his mindset still stuck in the 90s and early 2000s, said that PS1 games can't be considered retro because they're not that old. Narcside Phil, even the PS2 turned 20 like a week ago or so. He has brain damage. Then we have Titanium here, which shows that the PlayStation came in September 1995. Then we have this from Poems. He just can't help himself.
I received an anonymous dollar tip. Okay, cool. I just want to say, FYI, because I'm getting a lot of dollar tips tonight, just so you guys know, those dollar tips, a big chunk of that goes to PayPal, because PayPal has a flat fee that they charge for any transaction. So when you send $1, no exaggeration, I get like 50 something cents out of $1. So even though this leaderboard says $10, I probably actually made about 5. If you do anything larger than that, they take the same small cut, but it doesn't completely negate the entirety of your contribution. I'm just saying, like, you're kind of like peeing money away to PayPal doing dollar tips.
Cope and justify him dropping Final Fantasy VII. Yes, he wage quit that as well. I'm going to cover his pre-stream and Star Wars in a separate video because my god, a lot happened today. Sir Poems. According to Phil, FF7 Rebirth tanked in sales. Philip, you really need to read these news stories you're trying to use as validation for your own opinions. Those numbers you're trying to recall are Japan retail copies, as in physical copies. For context, the game was released on the last day of February and still managed to be the #2 selling game digitally that month. And then DSP said soon he's going to replay Arkham Knight. And then someone asked him about it, and then he went on a rant about Joker, saying that Joker died in Arkham City, but Joker was also the main villain in Arkham Knight. Barrett Wells at the bottom. The game starts off with you incinerating Joker in a cremation furnace. Yeah, exactly. We got Gollum. Holy shit, what? Scarecrow was the main villain. Joker was an ongoing side story with people turning into him. Exactly. Then we have a quote here from Darkside Phil, March 15th, 2024. Someone was asking him to do a DSP Tries It or Feasting with Phil, with Cat involved as well. And DSP said, quote, "We are not doing a co-op eating video. It wouldn't work. We wouldn't be able to fit it all in here." So I'm going to leave it at that. You can come to your own conclusions for that one. And then his audience kept yelling at him all night. Please play a game. Please play Tekken, Call of Duty, Baldur's Gate 3. Even Like a Dragon was getting some traction there. They said, no, I can't do it. It's not on schedule. Even though he complained on the pre-stream that he has no time to finish games and he has to start rushing through games. I wonder what you could have done instead of Q&A here, Phil. Yelling at his audience for asking what game to be played and tell them they don't want a game to be played. Crying emoji. And we also got some bans here. Phil, I don't play games for money, I play them for fun. In the same breath, why is no one supporting this? I can't keep playing this game if no one's supporting. At DSPGAMING, literally this morning you ranted about taking back control and powering through the RPGs that are killing your channel. Yet here we sit, not playing like a dragon. And now we have Astronaut. At DSPGAMING, will you explain why you don't drop Yakuza despite the lack of support? And then also DSP revealed that all of his videos from Star Wars, you know, the disaster premiere stream, all got demonetized because of the music inside. Get fucked, Phil. Oh, I'm sorry. Get fucked! And then Dick Stroke and Phil Vlogs, DSP. Complains he hasn't finished a bunch of games. Has free stream tonight due to Battlefront collection being dog shit. Chooses to not play anything and just chill with the audience. This is why you don't finish games, dipshit. Dick Stroke and Phil Vlogs with some advice for DSP. If he wants to clear all the RPGs in a timely fashion, shorter podcast, no react show, no throwback stream. Any sensible person sees the fucking problem, but not successful business owner PP Burnell, for fuck's sakes. Then how did he do for the Q&A? Well, he got $39. He probably would have got more if he played a game, especially Baldur's Gate 3. Gamerface Gaming with this. How about I wage quit gaming in general, since I definitely don't want to play anything anymore. And you see his beautiful picture here. A massive waste of time. 444 viewers. $137 in super chat, so that's good for him. 153 thumbs down. Man, what a night that was. If you guys like that, click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe. Subscribe to my other channels on the details of the end cards. And as always, hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. I love each and every one of you. Peace and love.